specific structural system in project proposal writing. To be very simply, everyone must understand there is no a specific project format or a specific structure that is going to be uh, taught, or there is been system is established. There is a everyone is very different in their own innovative and creative way where they want to prepare the project proposal content. Now, what I want to bring here for all of you all is something very different, two very important aspect where before we go to the project proposal writing concept. So let's please look at this part so that all the NGOs, corporates have a clarity on these points. What is this proposal that we talk about in our daily organizational changes and everything? One is a strategy proposal, one is the project proposal. So basically, strategy proposal will be for corporate social strategy, organization strategy, program strategy, and all these strategy proposals will be mostly common goals, common objectives, and common activities and targets. What is this common? For example, a corporate which wants to work on livelihood program strategy will be prepared as general in the national level. So for example, poultry. So when you talk about poultry, a strategy proposal is which is a common goal, common problem, and common objectives are established to achieve as national level, which will enhance the livelihood through poultry. Now, coming to the project proposal, there will be a specific goal and specific objective, activities and targets related to that particular strategy proposal and organization strategy. Most of the organization have this problem today in understanding between these two preparation of the strategy and also projects. We are very keen in preparing project proposal in terms of structuring it, but we have missed the basic goal of the strategy of the organization. So here is what most of the project proposal where every corporate or funding agency try to read or see the continuous flow in from beginning to till the end, from the title of the project to till the budget of the project, how the flow of the project proposal should be. That is the reason I have prepared on my own experience. I have read lot of big proposal. When we used to read, some proposal comes with 150 pages, where you may not understand between the connection between the strategy, objectives, intervention, and the budget. There won't be any linkages, and sometimes very short proposals where may not be having the main objectives of the that corporate or any CSR donors. So basically, currently, you can call it a 80 to 90 percentage of the corporate will follow this structure. Maybe it will jump from one above and down, but all are following. This is the basic structure which they want to understand the project from processing point to till the board members of the organization. What I am sharing is, besides this project proposal content, what I want to give is that everybody, when you write the project proposal, you are not just writing the project. It is going to connect within your own NGO or corporate, and also the others externally. When you communicate, when you share this proposal, understand from the executive to till the board members are going to read every of your concept that you are written in your project proposal. Therefore, with the experience, I have developed this structure, this methodology, which will boost your project proposal preparation skills and within your organization for others also with your guidance. So let me go into the main structure of the project proposal strategy. I'm not going into the strategy proposal, which will have a similar method. However, it will be common. Here also I want to tell what will differ is when you prepare a strategy proposal, you will have survey as the most common because you will understand, gather information as most common thing. But in a project proposal, you will conduct a baseline based on your interventions of the strategies being prepared. So this is the differences which I am going to bring in more focus between the strategy proposal and project proposal. And here I will be more focused on the project proposal. And here I would like to take you all to the next level. It is a very simple, it won't be boring into long slides. I'm going to give more time for the communications and discussions. How do we get the projects done with so quickly? Okay, let's go into the next. The part one, the point one of the project proposal, just write down a title. What is the title you can give is, it should summarize your title in terms of your goal that you are writing, the location, and that should be covered. Secondly, when you write the title, try to give brand for that project, because every corporate or every donor will look what is this project will be admiring or giving the boost in the project. So when they read the title, sometime it will speak well. And particular branding word like here we go with this Saksham as promoting, empowering the NGOs. So similarly, the word Saksham is a project or the launch of this program. Similarly, in your project proposal, you must have very clear branding word and then title follows, so that will boost in reading and connecting with the reader of the project proposal. Once you have prepared the title, summarize the entire content from the goal to till the budget in half a pages is more sufficient. Okay, so that summary should be what I want to bring change in this project. That should be expressed in your simple words. Should we have a language? Okay, before I enter in, is language is very important in preparation of the project proposal? Yes, definitely. A good structure of the grammar is required, but not a fantasy words or big vocabularies. A simple language will do in speaking your good work. So once you are prepared that summary, draw your project goal. What I am going to begin in my project, expressing, as I said in from your title, expressing your change that you're going to bring in, and based on that change that you are going to bring in, how will you bring the change with your objective has to be spoken. When you write a strategy proposal, as I said, you will have many goals. But when you write down a specific project, you will have a very specific goal and very specific objectives. So your goal should be a single goal. Then only when we speak about the further points on implementation and monitoring and sustainability, then Excel you will understand why the goal should be a single goal and objective should be minimum 3, maximum 4, not even more than that. Then issues comes when there is no understanding of the proposal, because again after approval you will be sharing to your employees, because monitoring happens, sustainability happens. So how will you match each of your goal will be very difficult. So try to write down a single goal with minimum objectives, so that it has a clear content about the goal and objective. Then basically most get in understanding the third point, project rational need assessment, and I have given the baseline. When you go for this project rational, you try to don't go into literature review. Like, we are not doing the research paper. When you select a project location, we are not doing a research paper, copying and pasting multiple datas and diagrams and this. It should be giving a rationale. What is the reason for me to choose this project code? So the reason is basically a problem statement or the issue that we identified, or the need that we have identified. Based on what? Your baseline. Sometimes projects baseline you may conduct after the project approval. So where you can analyze, that's what, then you can do the need assessment of the basic project and give the data in a simple way. That is more sufficient than giving a many pages of literature review. Now the most important thing here is, there are certain projects is very difficult to express. Some of the corporates have come with a mechanism in monitoring this project beneficiaries. Who are my direct beneficiaries? Who are the indirect beneficiaries? How do we select the methodology of the selection of the beneficiaries, criteria, number of beneficiaries? Most of the project proposal, we tend to give a general answers. Here everybody wants a specification. You try to see what is the methodology of the selection. If you are doing a education as a project, a digital education, you will be, methodology will be a school, identified school, where the students who are, all the students will be general, but number of students should be very specific again. How many students? At least approximate number should be given based on your intervention done in your past and everything. Okay, so you need to have this clarity, who are my direct and indirect. Secondly, I want to tell, most of our NGOs, we fail to understand. Sometimes we go with the numbers of the project with basic number 50 students only. No, there are other beneficiaries. When you do like a digital education, we will have teachers, school management committee, including the government authorities and local Gram Panchayat. All these people are getting indirect benefits through this project. So you can mention all this as indirect beneficiaries. So now you see the volume of your project that speaks here. That is, you need to mention. So therefore, you need to have a direct and indirect beneficiaries very clear. Now onwards, I have quickly gone through these 4 points because all of us do the basic 4 points very clear, and most of the skill writing, very good language people will write it. Now the sequence which I want to tell you is starting from the goal and objectives. Now the point 5 is the project implementation. Many people misunderstand or unable to draw what is the implementation plan from the interventions. The sixth point which we'll be talking. Implementation plan is how this project plan is going to be location, how many people are going to involve, how many community members are going to involve, is who, if you take in a particular project, who are the people will be involved, how you will be managing this entire project in the field. So that is what is the implementation plan. In case if we have any other plan, please mention each and everything. In case of government linkages or in case of any other way you have it, that is what you need to speak implementation plan. Most of the people write down implementation plan in a sense, intervention plan, they write down the activities. Activity, intervention and activities are very different. Implementation plan is that who are the people will be involved in, from the management, what are they going to do, from project persons, who are the people, what is their role is going to be in the field, at the manager, who is going to report, how are you going to how the people, community people will be mobilized for the project. All this needs to be expressed in your implementation plan. Now, going to the sixth point, now we have the sequence writing from here. Now you need to connect to the sixth point, project intervention or activities along with your project goal and objectives. So when you write down your project intervention, first write down your objective again. If you can change, you can put down, but it is better write your objective one. Objective one, what is your intervention? What are the activities you are going to do? Okay, another way. In objective, in order to achieve, so the sequence has to be seen through from beginning to end. So when you write down the objective, what are the activities 1, 2, 3 will be done in this in order to achieve this objective. So when you write down the objective, you have all these activities which is interlinked with your goal. Now you must be having a clarity in this writing the proposal, goal, objectives, and you come to the intervention or activities should be matched along with your objective. And once you are written the objective, you try to write down within the objective what are the numbers of meetings or numbers of achievements you are going to do. You should write down. Otherwise, what happens? We have awareness program. For example, awareness program. Awareness program will be conducted in the community, and many people will be participating. This is what the sentence. No, this is not activity. This is just a statement. When you write down an activity of awareness, what set of awareness, how many months are we going to keep this awareness activities in a month, and how many people will be expected to participate, how are we go, what are the subject are we going to take, all this should be mentioned in your activities. Then it gives a clarity of your objective and your interventions. Okay, I'm sure so far you are understanding. The major 6 points is the most where I'll be giving more time for you to understand, because this is the sequence you will move on, and then you go into the next part of it, seventh point, where you need to count the project duration and timeline. See, duration may be 1 year to 3 years, you may write down. And that 1 year to 3 years, you should express it in your timeline. Again, go back to point 2 and point 6, which is the timeline should be showing which are the activities you will do based on your duration. So objective 1, what is my activity? Which quarter I will do? Which quarter I am going to do next quarter? So if it is 1 year, you should show it in quarter wise. If it is again in the 3 years or 2 years, you should show in quarter wise. That's much more for people to understand. Either you do the activities exactly, which activity will be done, which month. Now the question comes, why this is most necessary? Is it necessary? Will it be calculated? Definitely. The same thing will be monitored based on your budget again. What I'm going to ask, the final ask is, what is the finance? So the finance is disbursement or the fund receiving method happens just because of this duration. So just putting a 3 years, many of us don't misunderstand, just the duration means year and the timeline we put in a quarter. Try to match your objectives along with your activities with your timeline. Now see the sequence from beginning to now. In between other things are fine, but from 1 to 6 you start matching the sequence, and then continuously you follow the sequence again, because from here either your auditor or your any of the CSR level, any auditors are sent to monitor your organization or audit your organization they follow this methodology. They will follow your activities based on your timeline, based on the further topics. So your most important here is your project duration. If it is a 1 year, try to show your activities and your objective, because your objective will be shown how much duration it takes to achieve. Okay, that is the reason you need to express it in quarter wise. So activity 1 will be conducted in this quarter, activity 2 will be conducted in this quarter, and then activity 3 will be conducted in this quarter, activity 4 will be conducted in this quarter for the objective 1. Objective 2 again, objective 3, you should narrate in this manner in the timeline. I'm sure all of you are all with me so far in understanding. Hope it is also interesting. We are not digitally, we are not physically connected, all of us, but digitally, we are sure that we will be learning much more different. Once you are connected your duration along with your objectives and the timeline, the same flow project deliverables. Okay, this is basically a separate topic where many find it difficult to write. Okay, once project you are written your activity, what you will use, what it will can be, for example, awareness program. Awareness program, I'm giving what output will be there and what is the outcome also should express. For example, if your project goal is for women empowerment, mostly for women empowerment, keep an activity of awareness. Your output will be meetings conducted on which topics. Okay, which topics is the output. An outcome of that topic is that how many women are increased participation of a women for continuous meetings should be expressed in your, okay, I mean to say these are all expected outcomes. Important one where you will be able to speak on your proposal. This is what changes you will bring in, is what here is what you need to express is more clear based on your goal. So you will write down your objective, goal 1, objective, and then your activity, your output in your column or any format on your own, output and impact. Mostly impact they don't write down in most of the project because very difficult to express it while you write down, because when you pen down then you things gets monitored always, you remember. So impact you can have a separate below that, what impact in this project we will create in terms of this project. Now continuous flow continues. Monitoring mechanism. Monitoring mechanism, what is the mechanism that we will have? So what is a monitoring mechanism is, go back again. One is, what are you going to monitor is your entire project implementation, and based on your timeline, whether it is timely, it is getting done, and then you come to whether the output is proper, outcome is proper, whether my activity interventions are excellently happening through achieving my impact. We should monitor. Now this monitoring mechanism you should write down. How will you ensure this mechanism? So basically meetings, first monthly meetings, team meetings, and then board meetings, quarterly review meetings, and then evaluation meetings. All this should be part of your monitoring mechanism, which is also impact assessment also is part of this monitoring mechanism. After the project completion, how this project achievements, impact assessment also. So you need to write down point 1 from beginning, monthly meetings. Second, program meeting, program monitoring meetings. Third, you need to write down review meetings, quarterly review, monthly review, and everything. Then you have evaluation meetings. Then you have impact assessment which will be conducted. So you are monitoring from your goals and objective from all this level. And when you write down monitoring mechanism, who are the people designation wise will be involved, including the board members. That speaks well because everybody wants all uh, top of the top management of the organization to get involved in the project. This is where the top management's role comes in. Organization heads of the people will be seen. Uh, are they do you may think, do corporate check this? Yes, definitely check this. They see how this corporate management people are involved in this project. Okay, so in the team meeting, are they involved? Are they involved in the uh, review meeting? Who are the, I mean to say, name you don't need, you need to mention the designation wise. Who are the people who will be involved, all that. So you need to write down all these points in sequence in a monitoring mechanism. Again, repeating sequentially from your objective, interventions, and then your timeline and deliverables, how you will monitor all this sequence. Okay, that is what you need to ensure in writing down in your monitoring mechanism. Now going definitions and this and that, and we will ensure monitoring and this and that is a general. They will be looking at a practical. That is the reason I am guiding most on the practical aspect on writing the project proposal rather than giving a theory or information on the monitoring mechanism. So this is the structure you need to put down in your project proposal content. Now I come to the most important and the most difficult point in writing is sustainability. Certain projects, it is very easy to write down sustainability like rural development or livelihood. It is more uh, easy to write project sustainability because community will take over or community contribution is there. Other people will ensure to involve in the project. That's the most sustainability is seen in terms of that project or the cause is never more again will be addressed. That is what you need to speak in. But while coming to the education and health aspect, there is always a question in penning down how this sustainability can happen, because even the corporate, every project is looked at in this way, how the sustain. So you need to understand your project, whether it is a healthcare or a, whether it is a education like a digital education. I will give an example. How will you sustain? Now, after the implementation of the project, who will be the responsible people? How the contribution will, how will you ensure the people's participation, or the school management, or the people who will be participating in the project will be sustained after the withdrawal or phase out of the project? That should be written. So what is the most weight is that how will you ensure it? You need to get a letters or a signatures from the people, some sort of documentation from the local department or local management, some sort of authenticate evidence should be created along with the community people and the school management. Then how will you also should be written, like what is the contribution of the school management will be there, what is the contribution of the community should be written, what is the contribution of the students should be written. All this should be written in the sustainability part. Some of the institutional projects, I'm coming into the care homes, many must be coming to this monitoring mechanism. I'm sure it is a regular routine you need to write down there. But when it comes to project sustainability, it is more questionable. I understand for those NGOs who are in care homes, child care homes, daycare centers, or any hospitals or institutional program, disabled children's home or physically challenged people's caring homes or anything. related to that, you should have a plan for sustainability. I'm not teaching on sustainability, rather you try to express, even if the project ends, what is the other source of income that can be generated. Where they are expecting now, that's the most challenging section of the society, where the sustainability is more questionable. However, you try to express what is the other sources that can be generated. That is what is the sustainability you can write. But when it comes to a project in changing issues, causes in the community, you need to be clear with the community role. I'm clear with this sequence. Uh, Most of the project gets covered. Now, whom do we connect to this project? Is exactly the corporate or the funding agencies. Most of the time, we see what are the benefits to we don't express it. What is the common trend is we shall the board or the flex, or if, when we conduct organizing a seminar or a program, we will have a logo. By placing the logo, does it's only branding for the corporate, because they have a big companies, they have their brand already known. But what are the other benefits that CSR corporate can benefit? Employees, try to map based on the employees. No, sometimes difficulties also, you may ask a question that employees in Mumbai, your project is in Orissa, how do they get involved? No, they have the employees across, like banks and the big corporate, they will have. So what is the roles can be done, like how we are connected today with the digital. What are the other ways they can get involved with a project, besides including branding about employee volunteering or any other way they can take part, should be expressed. That will benefit the CSR corporates, not that employees alone, the CSR corporates, because the corporate also is the main who gives the fund, and through routing through the CSR. So that corporate, how it will benefit, should be well written. Okay. Now I go to the main point here. I may take a few minutes extra. Going into the objective, going to the activities intervention point 6, and then we discuss about duration timeline, which is a very important, should be connected in this project budget. If your activity wise, if you don't sequence your budget, most of the time project content is different, and budget is very much different. I'm not going into the budgeting session here. However, I'm trying to interconnect the project proposal content along with the budget. Most of the time, what happens also, I know in a non-profit sector, including the corporate, budget is done by the finance person, and project content might be done by the project, some of the CEOs, or some program manager, communication manager, who will do, and just copy and paste the budget will not match. Why? The finance head might have not reviewed what is that entire project about. They might have structured the headings, project budget headings, they might have structured. What is the project activities, objectives? Based on that, a realistic amount should be mentioned again. And also its description of the expenses. That means if I conduct an awareness and I place a budget of 5,000 per meeting, and that 5,000 should be expressed in description, how that 5,000, not in numbers of calculation, 50 people into some sort of 5,000 comes. No, you have to write down the description, the foreseeing the expenses. So this is what you will understand the entire flow of the budget when they read. Let me also tell you, any corporate will be very clear with the budget. That means that objectives, clearance with your expense and everything. The budget is they will understand exactly the what is the content inside. If you don't give a proper budgeting with all your objectives, timeline, and your entire activities, there won't be clarity in your budget. Then what happens? There is a two differences will happen. The projects gets rejected. So you ensure the project writing is based on your objective and your duration intervention activities. You write down your budget, that what are the activities exactly will do for this and what is the expenses. Okay, this is what is the simple project proposal can give. Minimum try to be very small project proposal based on this. All this can be minimum half a pages, 1 pages. That means point wise, if we see maximum 18 pages or 20 pages is sufficient project proposal content. How much time will take according to the those experienced people? May just a day or two is sufficient in structuring the project. Okay, this is what is the project proposal which I would like to share. Now I would like to add another point, part 2 of this, which is basic content. And the part 2 of this project proposal is organizational profile summary. So now, based on your experience of your project that you have expressed there, now here is what is a second evaluation of your project proposal happens. So that is your organization profile summary, where you will speak about your history and everything. Let it be very brief about your organization and everything. Second, organization performance since inception. What are the themes you are taken? What are the activities you have done? How much outreach you have done? All this you need to write down. And then organization strength, your team, your infrastructure, office, and what is your government strength, your network and local government strength. All that should be mentioned here, including number of beneficiaries or districts or states you are operating, and numbers of people you are outreached so far. All that should be here mentioned. Now, fourth point, this is very important connecting to your project proposal. You may have a education experience. Suddenly some corporate is asking for health project. Sometimes board members may not approve because your experience is based on education. So you need to write down what is your experience in this particular project. That means the project which I have guided above, based on that, or a project, what is your experience and what is the current beneficiary status. So this is a very important in your project proposal. What they see is a very essential part of it. Now this is an organizational review. They might have looked at your project, maybe your idea, innovative, that way you might have presented. But that organization should have, if it is a young organization, show your experience of thought. What is your vision into that in this particular project that you are making should be clear. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to match your project with your organization. The second, fifth performance that we want is financial growth since inceptions. I'm talking about those big organizations who has traveled more than 5 years or 3 years. What was your financial growth? Is it a stagnant? This is what evaluation happens. Your beneficiary wise, how are you increasing from 1 to 100? How do you march? And then similarly, your financial growth from 1 lakh to 1 crore each financial year. That is the reason the audit statement is asked for. They evaluate each of the things. So you need to ensure this is also shown in a crisp of information about your finance, maybe a chart in figures or columns. You can year wise, you can show. Sixth one, organization legal compliance is in the registration, tax exemptions, board members, last 3 years annual report, audit report. So in annual report, you cannot annex. You need to write last 3 year 2018, 19, 19, 20. Yes, we have. That's enough. Maybe in column. So audit report, yes. ITR file, ITR written file. You should mention that. And then any awards and associations, you should mention. So this is what will speak about your organization based on your experience. So saying it may be easy, but writing it will be difficult. Once you prepare, I want to have a practical experience on this. Once you prepare your project proposal based on your experience, try to change every year this part, because every year you are adding your experience. Otherwise, if you are connecting every year the same content, there is also possible for the failure of your organization. So try to change every year based on your project that you are submitting. So once the project is done, I would like to take beyond this. This is what I cannot say, but this is the structure that is the most expected, which will cover all the questions related to any corporate or funding agencies. Now, I would like to also to take, after preparing, which is also part of the project proposal writing. When you write down my project, how will I get my resource should be known. So I would like to take that part. How do you connect your resource along with your project written? So what is the step as an organization to be taken after preparing the project proposal? My simple question is, when you prepare the proposal as an organization management, you may work on the corporate wise based on so you identify other corporate players who are mapped them based on their CSR policy, and also map their performance last 3 years in what thematic area they have supported last 3 years continuously, because each year sometime they renew their they change their policies. So last 3 years you take their focus areas. Do they have their own models? Are they willing to adopt your model? Project is based on your model, so you should match according to their corporate CSR policy and their performance of CSR projects or thematic areas based on last 3 years at least. So how they ask your performance for 3 years, now you need to do this evaluation at your end. After writing the proper project proposal, how will you evaluate your CSR of performance of that 3 years they have done, so that you will map your project. Besides tapping the big corporates like Delhi, Mumbai, these are the big, or Bangalore, or Hyderabad, or Chennai, there is experience for me where a local support is a bigger support for an NGO than big corporate. Big corporate will give you 3 years based on your project. But if you create a local support system with that project specification in your own main towns or main cities, I'm sure it is more sustainability, which is I'm talking about your sustainability part comes here. So if you develop your local support system, so your project is easy to where to market your project, who will support your project will be same. I like to inform every big corporates I'm talking, or big banks or microfinancing or entrepreneur, big corporates have nowadays, all small towns, they have their own businesses. They also do a small level of CSR support. So you try to identify those small branches, microfinance, social entrepreneurs along with your projects. If it is a small project, it is okay. If it is more than a 1 crore or more than a 50 lakhs, you can approach the CSR corporation, but CSR foundation or CSR corporate. But with small projects like 25 lakhs, 10 lakhs, I'm sure there are many small branches are also is undertaking the CSR activities in their local. So you try to build your relation with your local resourceful people like the branches, microfinance, enterprises, entrepreneurs, everybody. Now coming to your, once the project is done, you all of us are tend to prepare project based on the corporate and based on some requirement of the corporate. You also like I'm talking from the NGOs, which are small NGOs or startup NGOs who are unable to speak with the big corporates because there is a compliances are very big to meet. Then you must do this. Start publishing your project design in your web portals, social medias, and then hashtag all these big corporate whom you want to target. Like for example, if you want to target a big corporate XYZ corporate, hashtag the corporate, their foundations, so that they get to know about your project because they get an alert. There are many corporate leaders are following each of their social medias today. So then they will get to know that I found in our some new project, new designs. So that is the mechanism you need to market your project. The fifth one is which I reflected. I thought where today YouTube we tend to see the some sort of videos, but I searched a lot of time. Will there be any project promoting through YouTube? So far, none. To be very honest, I have not found. If anybody has found, is fine. But you might have put a success stories or a documentary videos, but I have not found or any project design in YouTube. Please do so that that will get a more catchy for government or any. I'm talking about the social change projects. Okay, a project that when we develop, that if you have a very innovative projects, when you develop, then you can put design in YouTube. What is that project? Maybe graphically, maybe scripting it the same words again, so that it will create a transparency system in your project so that everybody can participate in your project. So thank you so much for your patience and listening to me, and hope I have given my best time for all of you, and your thanks for giving your valuable time. I have kept it very short so that all of us will learn in this and continue to be connected with GoBiz Lab who take this initiative. They will be sharing more uh, boosting topics with the current times, come up with the new compliances which is coming. I wanted to talk, but they will be taking a separate new compliances are coming. I request to all the NGOs to boost yourself from trust NGO to Section 8 company because mechanism in the non-profit sector is changing. The fund constraint is going to be very minimum. So try create become a entrepreneurs also as well as social changes also. Okay. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I think that adds a lot of value. While you said that a Section 8 company would be the next thing that would be happening in the NGO segment, and very
Yes.
rightly said, the last 2 points is about the social media presence. Yes, NGOs definitely require and have to be very active on social handles to get more and more funding because most of the CSR funds are very active on the social handles. So thank you, and let's open it for the questions. If you have, I would request if you have any question, please raise your hand through the option which we have on Zoom, and I'll just tell the name, and you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Right.
Yes, any questions? Or if you don't want to talk, you can simply chat in. I'll read out the question for you. Yes, I have one question. Neha, please go ahead. Miss Neha, yes, please ask your question. Unmute
Yeah,
yourself and ask. Yeah.
good evening, everybody.
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask, if see now current scenario is very difficult, but still NGOs are some NGOs are finding difficult to find them to sustain in their projects. funding issues is coming. So for that also, many things have come from your PPT itself. It was explained already, but then also, if some point or something can be helped in this current scenario or some, so it will be a great some ideas.
Basically, what I want to say is the sustainability part that you are talking is every project is very difficult. As I said, the sustainability is the most difficult. It depends on the project again, and also the social change. So, if you have a specific project, I would advise from here after the COVID-19, lot of social changes are going to come from here. I'm sure all of us are very much aware with the government norms and government schemes are coming out. How many of us are trying to scrap? Let me give an example. I cannot take that name of that project. However, where I have worked, I'm sure they will also appreciate me the project that I have done. The local resource is very high. So that is the only way you need to tap the local resource so that you can sustain. That is what I
Okay, yeah,
feel.
because see, one of the NGOs I know, I have a overall experience of 4 years in the social sector, but in that my 4 years, like some NGOs are doing uh, means means like what to say, like examines wonderful work, but still they are finding so difficult, like medical cases, medical emergency cases like cancer, burn cases, and bone marrow cases are there. Small kit are there, because see, now the scenario is very difficult is there, but in then also they are not able to help the local people, are only not helping them.
Exactly, exactly. So there, for this only, there are certain big players have come in the market like Impact Group, Keto. I'm not promoting them. Rather, they are doing a good work by connecting people. Recently, just a week before, sorry, a month before, last month,
Oh,
a
yeah,
girl's mother was not well. See, we are
yeah,
very much not active, I would say, in that way. Because there are many people are taking part in keto and this, maybe feeling inward, where social workers should come forward to put those cases in these social platforms and raise the fund. Let me tell you these platforms how it works is that when you place the cases, many employees are like government employees and everybody is involved. There are many for
yeah,
like cancer or anybody keto and impact group. Also near about others for social startups. So all that is there. Only thing we need to prepare content as a social workers and support those people. I
yeah,
just
we are
add
supporting. No,
example.
it is not a big question, sir, but all we are as a social worker, we have to support also. But to social worker who means, see, since like from so many years, I'm listening the social workers are doing grassroots level work, and whomsoever, whatever position it comes to it. But
Yeah,
social workers should also get support from the common people, na? Then only the social workers will able to provide something to the people, or a small. I'm not saying money matters all around everywhere,
right.
but the current scenario is that the support also, moral support also is the impact of to the people, na? That is the more thing.
There
See,
was a
because most of the people are not educated also. Have the population doesn't know the schemes or activation of for them. Most of the people are not aware of what schemes are located to them, or what from those scheme how they can get benefit or something. That is the main issue,
exactly,
and
exactly.
because we are the mediator, we have to play as a mediator to explain them. अरे हाँ आप यहाँ पे जाएंगे, या you will go there, or whatever the particular scheme is there, that is the main thing.
Exactly. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
However, I have worked out a project where how to tap these resources. Okay, how to tap this government resources and schemes. It was a great achievement for
yeah,
community, for individuals, including pension. See, there is a government Ayushman insurance. We talk about LIC insurance, big insurances. Ayushman insurances government has not taken. So people like all this can be promoted. No, for example, cancer and this you can. I will try to add one case recently. A girl from Kerala, for her mother, just put in the WhatsApp group claiming for 19 lakh of rupees for her mother's treatment. She's a lower middle class girl, and she posted this, and then friends and this a continuous 1 month after that she got 89 lakhs. 89 lakh just forwarding to the friends. People are watching nowadays. The social media is the emergent. Today we are connected as a digitalization is going to be the world. Okay. So we have to upgrade ourselves how the digitalization we can become in a social branding and also social requirements and social needs. When you do your
Okay.
need assessments, don't assess the only the cause and the issues, assess along with the resource.
Thank you, sir. And
Particularly this can.
and one more, I want to share that more recently I have called somebody to give fund to some NGOs or something. So that person in written what he said कि मैडम आप मुझे तो help कर दो तो ही मैं दूसरे को help कर सकता हूँ. Means like people are giving this such of in this scenario also funniest answer.
It is
So
true.
see the
It is
mentality means
difficult.
some.
Not
I'm
for
not saying
each.
कि everybody is saying that, but the
Everybody
thing
will
is,
not support, but there are people. Human
yeah.
hearts are there. You once right human approaches, I'm sure there is a
Yeah,
support in the
thank you
society.
so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. There is a one question is being placed. Corporates are not giving funds to small NGO. What is your opinion? It is difficult to contact the corporates. Whoever
Yes.
starts an NGO, I would say, when you have the vision, that is what the project goal. Similarly, it applies to NGO, which I told strategy proposal, common goal. So where you need the whoever starts that NGO, I'm talking about those young organization who are small NGOs who started. What was the motive? You please check it, because I gave this same to one of the seminar when I was near about 50 NGOs. The basic goal is when you start an NGO, you lack something after that. Your motto is not achieved. So you evaluate your strategy proposal. When you prepare there, you need to write down the strategy, what my goal has to be achieved along with your resource also is one of the strategy.
So, Mr. Stephen, you mentioned about keto. So we have one session on digital fundraising for the NGOs. So I'm just trying to bring the founder of keto to have that session, so that
Right,
the NGOs will come to know about how to raise money through these social platforms that are currently available.
right, right.
Okay. There was one more question that we missed. If it's a new NGO, then part two has to be included. The part two that you mentioned in the PPT.
Exactly, you need to include the part two, because you may not accept 3 months and all people will not support. Let me be very clear, because you have to follow the compliance. You will not meet the compliance with the corporates. Maybe funding agency, but the funding agency even have their policies. So what you need to do is, what is your experience that you want to say, for example, on a new NGO which is formed, what is your goal, and everything is on a project. Okay, at least that is what your motto should be expressed well in your organization performance, because it's a new beginning. But for a startup, it is your own resource has to be put up for minimum 3 years, because you won't meet with the legal compliances with any of the corporates, because every minimum 3 years is essential.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
There is Tirupati. Who is
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for supporting digital classes to Telangana schools. Last in 2017-18 we worked. So very grateful for that support for our children, sir.
Yeah, well,
Just I have a small question. Like suppose two small questions. Maybe it's not a big one. So here one is like. If it is a 1 year project, so we cannot go outcomes and outputs will be okay, fine, and impact will be little longer. It's like a result oriented, so it's take 3-4 years time to get the impact, other things. That is the one, how can we incorporate? And also, I can also thinking like we can incorporate some innovation, interventions like innovations into our project so that it will be effective. And third one is like when we are applying to the CSR teams, because even for Bala Vikasa, we are getting nearly 18 to 19 CSR funding companies, but we are applying more than that, 70, 80 corporates we are applying, but we are not getting the feedback whether it is passed or not, where we are lacked, why our proposal was not approved. That feedback is not coming. So these are the few points, sir. So
Let me tell you very practical, because I also worked. I'm not saying why there is no, because practically speaking, you are submitted one proposal to one corporate. Now, in India, 2 lakh NGOs predominantly there, out of which minimum every corporate minimum will get about 5,000 proposals during the peak hours. So during that time, they try to see what is the best of the NGOs. Sometimes writings and simply written proposals, they are not even. That is where what your proposal content will speak there. If it is a proposal content is good, the project is good based on their CSR policy, then they will match and they will contact you back. If it is not there, it is also based on their SOP, standard operating systems, where if they want to respond, they will respond. If they are not, if it doesn't want to respond, they may not respond. We cannot say they must to respond to us. But if your project, that is where I would say will speak, because you should not be taken. It goes into scrap. Definitely no. As the good governance of the practices of the CSR. Now every proposal has been seen by executive to the management level. So there is, everybody goes through the entire projects, including a small letter. So I have experience. You have worked with us, so you know it that each of our communication is seen by all.
so one suggestion for all the team members, sir. Here, Bala Vikasa is a 40 years old organization working in 6 states, and we are conducting a proposal writing training programs. So it's like 3 days, 4 days programs with all the communication skills and result oriented projects like ABCD, asset based community project proposals like. So please, those who need any information, you just go to our website balavikasa.org. Thank you, sir.
So thank you. All the best.
Thank you. We have one question from Ms. Jeda. Before that, Mr. Stephen, I think there are a few people who are asking your email ID. So if you could just type it in the chat, they can get in touch with you.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes. So just about that, you could see there is one question from Ms. Jeda. Would you like to ask, or shall I?
Yes, I'll just ask. No worries. So I was thinking that for startup NGOs, who do you think we should approach for funding? Like you said, we won't be able to meet the compliance requirements. So who would be an ideal, organization to approach for funding initially?
Yeah, I'm sure as per the compliance of the CSR, whether it is a small corporate or a big corporate, it is very difficult to match with any of the compliance wise men. So what will be the right way is, there is a many social platforms have come up. Later you can also connect, you also can Google for startups. Okay, for startups they have, so you can put your project agenda, what your opening of your organization, the intentions and everything, and there is a public fund can be generated. That is one of the objectives. So I'm talking from the common person. If a person who is having a good network of some leaders, some government, some everything, they can mobilize the individual fund for minimum 3 years. It is a criteria that you should show your stability of your organization for 3 years. That is the reason the corporate law emphasis for the minimum 3 years of experience.
Right. Okay, is there a way where I can read up about the compliance requirements? Any website that I can log on to?
I would advise you go to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. side.
Okay, perfect.
And also their what is that order, rather than reading the articles and everything, I would
Right.
say read the order of the copy, which is very clearly mentions the compliances.
Right. Excellent. Perfect.
Sure. So
Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
just add Ms. Jeda here, because as we are also working into the startup community as well since last so many years. So what we
Right.
have seen in the past years is that there are many investors, you could say angel investors, those who are showing interest in investing in social enterprises
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm,
So these are people who have actually raised some funding from other investors, and they have a very successful startup of their own. So just to name a few, like Flipkart and Snapdeal, these kind of persons, these kind of
Right.
bigger founders and co-founders are actually showing interest, or they are very keen in investing in social enterprises as well. So that's another part wherein you could approach these kind of investors who are getting into this enterprise level as well.
Right. Right. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
We have one question from Mr. Shankar.
Yes.
Can you
Uh,
please,
uh, so basically, you want the digitalization, how much it will help, okay, for NGOs. I think uh, from here, the world is going to be driven by the digitalization process. So many NGOs, we know to post the success stories. That is what I'm trying to say when I spoke on the project. We know to put photographies of the activities or the videos of the activities, but we are not promoted your NGO. You please go to the see the corporate side, some corporate branding side, okay, which does the digitalization marketing, which is we are entering in the new phase. So please update your digitalization marketing, marketing on your project, marketing on your social cause, marketing on the social issues, which will support your organization. Immediately, you may not get any response, but casually, it brings an awareness about your project to public. So definitely, someone or the other will see the work and will come and join. I'll try to tell you one example of the digitalization of on this. Just 5 days before, a rack picker in Tamil Nadu who was picking up a rack picker and having a food on the road, suddenly during the lockdown, in his house decided to supply food to do. He saved all these days only 7,500 rupees. Then he immediately thought to become a owner of himself with the 7,500 rupees. Then he put in his local small phone he purchased and put in the media, and he went and purchased small food and started a chai tapa and started serving these people on the temples and everything. And he posted about this video came into this, and it was tapped by the Bollywood actress. Now many people are come to support him. Being an ordinary 23 years old guy who's a actor started becoming a owner, and his intention is to start an NGO. Now people are come forward. So your good cause will speak for you through digitalization.
okay. We have one question from Kiran Mehta.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for that lovely presentation. It was very clear and crystal clear. So thank you so much for it. My question is, I'm talking on behalf of small, medium, big NGOs, any kind of NGO. When you approach CSR, you write to them, you meet them at a conference, you talk to them. They really promise you a lot. But I have seen that unless you have somebody in that corporate whom you know, कोई जान पहचान जिसको कहते हैं, जब तक वो जान पहचान नहीं निकालते हैं आप अगली सीढ़ी नहीं चढ़ सकते हैं. So I mean I've been in this, I'm a social worker and I'm 64 years old now. So I've been in with my NGO for the last 16, 17 years doing fundraising. So with CSR, this Jaan Pehchan really works. So I wanted a comment from you.
Okay. With my experience, definitely not, because there was I handled personally a project. I won't specify where I worked. It was in a bigger organization. Definitely no, I would say. But there must be in some organization. But everybody wants a good governance system, establishing now after the CSR bill, CSR Act. And also, please get updated with the new CSR Act which comes in, where everything is going to be transparent. Okay, that is where I said coming to from the trust to NGO to Section 8 company, because they are going to monitor every project. I would say I had a project from a referral from the highest authority from the corporate, and after evaluation I found that project was not it was not giving a clarity. I presented back to the channel, please reject it because of my reference or anything, please don't take any project. So everybody acknowledges and every project is seen. So that is where I'm saying, let your project speak. If you have good proposal, good innovation, let me also tell one more thing to the NGOs with my experience. Please don't write your project which is ongoing only, which you are done only. Please be innovative what you are done, in that what improvement, what upgrade you are bringing in your project. Otherwise it is not going to speak. That is what I can add. But I am sure may be happening, may not be happening, but in my experience of certain corporates where I worked, every project has been screened by all. So there is once after the evaluation only, but no referrals has been so far taken, and may be happening with the reference. So I also would like to give another tips. This is my good part of the practice system that is happening. Every NGO try to learn and build a relation with, as you said, managers. When we conduct a CSR conferences, we met the MD and this. So they are also foundation MDs. Okay, try to keep a good relation with various people from the corporate level. Make leaders through your good works. I'm sure you will get a good connections. That's what I can say.
Sir, I feel relationships matter more than the content.
No, current time is not.
Well, the content matters. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. They will not give it to anybody, like that. You have to have a history. You have to have the performance. All that has to be there. I agree with you. I agree 100% with you. But the relationship that you're talking of, to keep good relationships, keep meeting them, persisting with them is, one has to learn a lot of patience for this.
That is the PR work. However, I would say, in my experience, imagine the Bollywood actors, a very senior role person who played, came to an organization, a very good person, very good experience, a very committed philanthropic activity they have done. However, organization, when they come into the review about the projects, when they take all the projects, they come into the standard practice system and the policy written. What is the best? I see some of the projects which I'm also going through now, like they are reviewing more difficult because everybody is applying. So how to scrutiny? Now, before submitting the project, earlier it was a concept note. Now project proposal review report alone, they are doing it. You understand? Between concept note and project proposal, there is a new system is being prepared now. Project review report, that means how will you compromise your entire project proposal, all these points into 2 lines or some 10 words or 50 words, or just very crisp, where you can, because it's very difficult to meet all the expectations of all the NGOs. I won't deny it of your connectivity, but I'm feeling it personally wherever I worked, that system was in, and I worked in a very, very standard organization.